We talking trades of the past, perhaps the present, maybe the future. Okay, we are talking trades, but it is still my favorite day of the week. It's Third Party Thursday, so you best believe we got a third party waiting in the wings. But it's not enemy lines. All right, this is a bye week, so we need to bring in one of our own, another take flight enthusiast, and we're gonna talk some trades. All right, it's time. Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! There you go, buddy!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital T here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, the boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there,
Right.
baby. Boy Green.
Meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. Right here, the man with the moves. He is out here moving and grooving. He is the boy who became king. He's voguing out here. Come on now. It is Mr. Paul Esden Jr. in the building. And you already know it is Third Party Thursday, and there's a lot of ways that we can take this. We can sing Macho, man. We can do something like that. We can talk about how this guy is the cream of the crop. Yeah, all right. But there's only one word, one name to describe this man, Macho. From Macho Talk Sports, come on down. How you doing?
Boy Green meets Wudi. How you guys doing, man? I'm excited.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic.
Excited. The cream rises to the top.
Yes.
I can see it from Woody. Woody wants to do, ooh, yeah. He wants to bring it.
Yeah, no, he got it in it.
Yeah, and go. And summons demons, perhaps. And I love this because bye week, we don't take a holiday. We don't take a week off. We don't take no holiday. We keep this train rolling. We keep on rolling on this program. Rolling down the river. So without further ado, Macho, real quick, if people are somehow unfamiliar, somehow uninitiated on who the hell the Macho Man is, then let them know.
I am Macho. I am a huge Jets fan, as you can see, also a Lakers fan. But I am new to this content creation world. I'm about 4 weeks in now. Wow. We do a episode every Wednesday that comes out. It used to be 1 p.m. We're moving it to the morning to try to get throughout the whole day. But we're on episode 13. We talk other things other than just the Jets. We try to cover all of the NFL, all of the NBA. Now that the NBA season is rolling in, a little bit of the World Series action. We just had 18 innings of baseball a couple of days ago. So we get into a little bit of everything. But I love being able to talk to you guys where we could just hone in on the Jets and I could just mark out.
Yes, I respect that. 4 weeks, damn, newborn. I didn't realize
yes,
it was fresh like that. I've seen you. So definitely a huge impact made in the content creation world. I would say in that short period of time. One question though, I always gotta ask.
Let's do it.
When you see the teams from complete opposite sides of the country, how did we end up with the Lakers Jets combo?
So I grew up in New York, so that's where the Jets comes from. Obviously, I love green as well, so it kind of just marriage perfect. But when I started watching basketball, the first game I ever saw was the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. So my two favorite players became Kobe and KG. Then throughout time, I focused on Kobe, obviously that worth ethic, just one of the GOATs in general, and then just fell in love with the Lakers ever since.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yep.
And some of those guys, Kevin Garnett has got a lot of nicknames. KG, Kobe, right? Black Mamba, and all these other ones. I just want you guys throughout today's program to call me by my nickname, not Boy Green, Mr. 3 million views, baby. I don't know if you guys saw that, but again,
that's huge.
It says AKA 3 million, AKA 3 million views, AKA 3 milli. I'm in the building. So I just want. I saw you guys all have these extra names, right? DJ Wudi, Virginia Nation guy. Macho and Macho Tax Sports. And I didn't have one, so I felt sort of left out. So Mr. 3 million. Let's go.
I respect that. That's huge, man. That's huge. Congrats.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
So appreciate you guys, and thank you. And we'll hide that for now, and we'll bring it back later, I'm sure.
So modest.
So that's the kind of guy I am. You know what? Let's get into it because it's a trade that happened, but maybe more trades do happen. So let's get your first thoughts on it, Macho, and then we'll go round table here. So MC2 to the Philadelphia Eagles. We get back John Metchie III, the former Alabama wide receiver, and the Jets move up in the draft, not in 2026, the draft that's in a couple of months. It's 2027. So they switch out a 7 for a 6. So move up around, get rid of the contract, and they get John Metchie III, an interesting young wide receiver that hasn't really popped at the NFL level yet. Macho, your thoughts?
I loved it. My first initial thoughts was I loved it. Obviously, I wish we could have got a little bit more from Michael Carter. He's somebody that had a very big impact on our team the past couple of years. This year, not so much, unfortunately, with the whole regime change. Wasn't really a good fit, and we just paid him so much money, guaranteed for the next 3 years. So this is kind of a move that made sense for both sides because we obviously need help in the receiving room. Our top 2 receivers are out. I was expecting Garrett Wilson to come back after the bye week, but I believe Josh Reynolds is on IR for the next couple of weeks after that. So we desperately need help. Obviously, John Metchie is not somebody that has been popping in the NFL since he's been drafted, but he's also somebody that came in with a lot of issues health-wise. His ACL, the leukemia. There was a lot of factors into why he wasn't really able to get going. So now he has a home with us. We get to unload Michael Carter's contract, so that's the plus for us. But also for the Eagle side, Adoree Jackson just got injured. He had a concussion, so he's in the concussion protocol, and he's also somebody that they just signed this year for $5 million. So it kind of gives them a longer term fit for cornerback for them. But then also we get to get him off the books, bring in some help, and like you said, we get to move up from the 7th to the 6th, even though it is technically a year from now. But we need all the picks we could get at this point.
That's for sure. Wudi, why don't you carry over? Because you heard it there from Macho. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this trade? It's like, I don't know if we got enough. I was perusing on the old Instagram, the IG with the hip young kids, and I see James Woody's face pop up. I'm like, oh, okay. What does this man have to say? Click. And Woody's like, yeah, this trade. Yeah, we got some of this, but I don't know if it's just me. But the value we got back, I'm not so sure. So make sure you guys line up the comment section. We can have a conversation about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I dip my toes in the comment section. A very nice warm water. Feel free to dive on in, the James Wudi. But Wudi, no, go ahead. Carry the baton here in this marathon race from Macho. You seem to agree, no?
That was such a hilarious retelling. Yeah, I was not impressed. I mean, I understand a lot of the philosophy behind the trade. Michael Carter, I feel like, it made sense to move on, save money. Jarvis Brownlee has been fantastic. Can't say that enough. So all of that makes sense, but I'm just looking at Michael Carter II, and this is somebody who was considered one of the best in the league at his position not too long ago. We're not talking about 10 years ago, and it's like, we talking like 2 years ago.
Not even that, Wudi. 13 months ago, he became the highest paid slot corner in football. 13 months. 13 months. And now to, trade him, okay. But come on, to get back someone who has worse career stats than Denzel Mims. Oh.
He
had leukemia, man.
I know. Boy, he always got his violin. He always got his violin strap. Always. Talking about no. Hey. I'm not here to talk about anyone's personal journey. I'm here to talk about X's and O's. Okay. And X's and O's, he has been not good. Okay, and he had a wide open Texans room that was very unproven, and he could improve. And then now the Eagles, you know, you want to talk about a 25-year-old wide receiver that we could have gone from the Eagles and, you know, become wide receiver 2. Show me Jahan Dotson. If we have Dotson, I would be, you know, I would have been, you know, what Boy Green was doing in the beginning of the show. I would be right, you know. But to say, yeah.
Do you have this affinity for collecting Infinity Stones that are first-round busts? Because if so, I can understand why you'd want Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson? Who was on your Christmas wish list, man?
Are you seriously gonna, with a straight face, try to tell me that John Metchie is a better pickup than Jahan Dotson?
I didn't say that.
Okay, thank God.
So,
thank
God. I
God.
did not say that either.
To be fair, I think Jahan Dotson would have been a better pickup. But in our negotiation, everyone knew we were trying to come off of Michael Carter. So that kind of hurts us when it comes to that negotiation package. It's like they know they're doing us a favor. So when they have that type of leverage, here's John Metchie.
Because that's my overall thing. Because what Wudi just said on Instagram, where he was like, the value wasn't as much. And Woody's not the only one, and Macho's apparently not the only one. There's a few other people that are saying that. But to me, he got benched. MC2 is fully healthy on Sunday, week 8. He came back for the concussion. He played 8 snaps. Jarvis Bradley took his job. He took his house. He took his wife. He took his kids. He took it all. So, like, everyone in the world's like, so this MC2 guy is benched. And apparently the Jets were screaming for the high rooftops. What can we get for MC2? So apparently some of their messaging to the league is like, he is available. Like, some guys are on the trade block and some guys aren't. Like Breece Hall, I don't think he's on the trade block. Like, hey, you know, give me the highest bidder right now. I think MC2 was 100% on the trade block. I think it was 100%. Like, all right, let's start talking. Who's got deals? Let's look for deals. And I think that's part of the reason that we got, you know, you're moving up a couple of picks in 2 years. John Metchie is completely unproven. But in our wide receiver room, the thing I like about Metchie is, hey, we just need a warm body. Yeah. He's a 25-year-old warm body that looked halfway decent at Alabama and came off a career year, and he hasn't hit it yet. He was a high draft pick, a top 50 pick, whatever it was, a couple of years ago.
44.
So, yeah, 44. 44th overall top 50 pick a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And he's going to get opportunities. We hope Garrett Wilson's back after the bye, but if he's not, if he is, there's still room. But if he's not, with all due respect, Wudi, Alan Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, the return of Ghost Isaiah Williams, who's now halfway decent.
He looked pretty good.
Like, not too shabby. Like, he dead. No, he's not. He dead. No, he's not. He's back. He's cut. He's gone. He's back. And then special teams player of the week. Salute to Isaiah Williams. Salute. Well, what a journey. That's a Hollywood script waiting to get picked up. Yep. But for John Metchie, he's going to have opportunities. So the Jets have this half-season rental of seeing what does this 25-year-old kid have? Because, Woody's saying over here that John Metchie III is booty cheeks, but I don't think he's got enough reps to see whether he's cheeks or not. And you may say, hey, there was opportunities at Houston Texans wide receiver room, and say, if you look at what he brought to the table, he didn't get the reps, and that could speak of a lack of whatever to the table. But he's going to get those reps here, Woodster. He's going to get those reps.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not excited. It doesn't move the needle for me. I don't think he's better than Tyler Johnson. I don't think he's gonna.
We don't know.
Well, I'm telling you that I don't think that he's better than Tyler Johnson. Can lightning strike? Of course, but I'm telling you, I don't think he's better. I don't think it's gonna move the needle. And Jets fans, unfortunately, they do this a lot. I'll never forget. I will literally never ever forget when. What do you mean? Here he goes.
No, go ahead, please, go ahead.
Me, Cole Hardman.
Oh yeah.
The entire fan base was in my DMs trying to convince me that he was Tyreek Hill 2.0, and that with the Jets he was about to have 1,000 yards. There was the last time I got into a heated argument with somebody over the internet.
Heated. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, all that type of stuff was him saying that Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, and Mecole Hardman was a top 10 wide receiver trio going into that season.
Who said that?
One of these random people that
he's blocked now.
Yeah. No, literally, I was like,
wait, you got into a heated argument, and then you need to spend less time on the internet, James.
I had to. I changed my life after that. I literally good. Yeah, that was. I literally said that was the last time. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. After that, I had to have a moment of reflection. It's like, yo, I can't, and that's why now when you guys say all the crazy things like Boy Green every day, you like, oh, this is the best move. Oh, this is the best player ever. Oh my God, Justin Fields, he's going to Canton, all that type of stuff. Now, like I'm able to let it go. I'm just like, oh, he's crazy. That's all I say. Oh, oh, he's delusional. Okay. But the last time that I actually was taking somebody serious, it was me, Cole Hardman. And now I'm seeing too many guys talking about, oh, John Metchie, wide receiver 2. Oh, we solved this issue. And like, no, he's just another, it's like when you got a lot of clutter and then you just put another just piece of debris in there. Just
debris.
So I will say, he was really a high touted prospect coming out of college before he tore his ACL in that SEC game, and it happened right before the draft, basically. So that did hurt him a lot in the beginning, and then obviously the leukemia diagnosis after that. But when he was healthy, his second year, his sophomore year, he had 55 catches for 960 yards, 6 touchdowns. Third year, 96 catches, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. He was showing that progression. He was showing that he was going to be somebody that may be a reckon in the NFL. But then when he got hurt and he started missing time, Nico Collins stepped up. I forgot his name. He's out for the year. Tank Dell stepped up. So he was kind of just falling down lower and lower in that depth chart. And then when he goes to Philly, obviously Philly has those two boys right there. They got Dallas Goedert as their third option. There's no way that he was going to get any playing time with us. I'm not going to say John Metchie's great. I'm not going to say he's the second best wide receiver that we have, but I think that we have a better path for him to get playing time to at least just see what he's capable of. I would not dare say that he's our wide receiver 2. And if so, we're probably in trouble.
Just I would agree. I mean, that is definitely true. The runway is there. If you ever wanted an opportunity, this is a runway.
Right, exactly.
All right, James Wudi says, Jets wide receiver John mentioned the third is debris. What is debris? If you go to dictionary.com, it says scattered pieces of waste or remains.
It's a big shot.
Debris. Okay, let's just keep that up on the screen, marinate in that for a little bit longer. So we've got the trade deadline. It's Tuesday, November 4th. Tomorrow's Halloween. Happy early Halloween to all those who celebrate out there in the universe and all the dressing up that may or may not be happening on tomorrow's programming that I'll be a part of. But Woodster and Macho, what other deals are left? Are the Jets one and done? Are they a chew and screw kind of people? Or is there more opportunities to be had here in the ahead of the trade deadline? Whoever wants to go first, go first.
I'll let Woody go first if you got something in mind.
I don't have anything in mind. All I gotta say is do not trade Breece Hall. My God, if they do that,
I will cry. Legit tears coming out.
I'm gonna be so upset. Yeah, because I've been hearing it all summer, and all summer I was the odd man out. Everyone was like, "Ooh, well, if we could get a..." No, I was not trying to hear none of that. And now that he's actually been playing some great games, now everyone's on there. He throws a game-winning touchdown. Everyone's on there. I need them to not. This is somebody who is so important to the development of the next quarterback. I need them to not trade Breece Hall.
I completely second that. And I've been saying that even when we weren't playing very well, he wasn't playing very well. He's so important to the team, even now. But he'll become even way more important, like you said, after we draft that quarterback. We need people that we have to surround whoever comes in, whoever that may be. We have to surround him with some weapons, and we have to give him at least a chance to try to thrive. Now, I don't see anything right now that there's a move that we can make to make us better now. If we make any moves, I'm assuming it's to help us out next year. But then again, I mean, we got Jarvis Brownlee, who was mentioned earlier. That's not a move that I was thinking. And he comes in, and right now he's in PFF, he's the second ranked slot coverage receiver and top 5 in defense. Like, he came in and he was kind of that perfect cog into the defense and just balled out. He's somebody that wasn't working in Tennessee. He was decent in his rookie season, but obviously they had a change. And similar to Michael Carter, he just didn't fit that change. So he took a hit. He was having a lot of penalty issues. He comes to us. He completely balls out. So if they can find more pieces like that, and I believe we gave up a 7th for him, or it was a 6 to 7
swap. Another one of those swaps, yeah.
If we could do another one like that, I'm all for it. But as far as selling pieces, I'm at the point where I don't really want to sell anybody. Going into next year, we're going to have the 5th most cap space. We're going to have 97 million available to us. And we would have more if we didn't have Aaron Rodgers' dead cap hit of like 35 million next year. Rest in peace. But I think we have so much room to improve next year, this year, unless we can find other pieces like a Jarvis Brownlee. I'm cool with just staying put.
By the way, shout out to Rogers. I got some gifts from Foco. Here you go. There's an Aaron Rodgers bobblehead. Let's go full screen here so you guys can really appreciate this, okay?
Let's see that.
There you go. All right. So celebrating Aaron Rodgers' 500th touchdown pass. There you go. A nice bobblehead here. Green Bay and the Jets. Obviously, how could this not be? Don't Jet fans remember touchdown pass number 500? How's that not such a great moment in Jets history? There you go. Oh, wait, there's more. Hey, look. Who's this? Oh, another one. And Aaron Rodgers bobblehead. Hey, Aaron, nice. Thank you, Foco, for all the gifts. Really appreciate you. Terrific. Aaron Rodgers. All this Aaron Rodgers merch. Thank you to the wonderful people at Foco. That's well placed behind me so you guys can get a good look at it. So appreciate it. There you go.
I think Macho just had to go throw up real quick after.
Yeah, which I don't blame him for doing so. You know, that era is over. But to answer your thing, Wudi, Cups hands, Reese. You know, I want to keep Reese. I want to keep him here. The trade value I'm hearing anyway. Even if you were to trade 4th and 5th round picks, whoa, get the hell out of here. 4th and 5th. No, that does not, Woody said it earlier. That doesn't titillate the senses. Yeah, that doesn't rev me in.
Did I say that? Is that something that
I don't know. We'll have to go back and check the tape. I don't know. It happened a while ago. It's hard to remember. You know, I'm short-term memory loss, but that doesn't grease the wheels. That doesn't rev the engine or anything of that nature. So no, I don't want to trade Brees. And to be honest, to really even think about it. And this is Connor Hughes sort of said this before the couple of the Jets pieces that so Aaron Glenn said earlier this week that they'll always pick up the phone if someone calls, and then they'll call and the Jets will say, okay, the price is this. I'm going to make this up. 3 first-round picks for some random player. And then the other team goes, whoa, 3 first-round picks. Then we're not interested. The Jets are like, good. Okay, well, we didn't want to trade him, but if you want to give us 3 first-round picks, like, all right, maybe we win. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't want to trade Brees. No, thank you. There's no, the price I would say is a 2nd or 3rd. Is there a 2nd or 3rd price that someone's willing to pay? I don't think so. All right, then let's move on and pass the biscuit. So I really just don't see that has to be a problem from that perspective. We'll have Macho back in a little bit here, Wudi. But I would jump in on the other side on the selling, and he says, I'm not really sure if there's any more selling to do. We could get into this debate. It seems like the next guy, according to Connor Hughes, he was on Honda Sports Night. It's the SNY digital TV show last night. And he was asked, what other moves are there to come? And he mentioned a move to watch. It's Quincy Williams being traded back to the Robert Saleh gang in San Francisco to help replace Fred Warner. And he didn't really talk about trade value, but as a guy that's on the last year of his deal, that is a move potentially that could be made. And Woody, your immediate shaking of the head, no. It sounds like you're not willing to dance.
The expression that you keep saying to just say normal things is top notch. But Quincy, I love Quincy. You already know how I feel about Quincy, and he was the greatest example, in my opinion, of taking one team's trash and making it our treasure.
Or one team's debris. Well, go ahead.
And,
this is how you get to $3 million.
For sure. No. Come on. Let's go. Let's enough of celebrating of all my great success. Stop, please stop. I'm a man of the people. It's Boy Green meets Woody. Woody's in the title. Woody, please, back to you.
Yeah. Quincy, he is an all-pro Jet. I feel like we saw his imprints on this game. This game that just we missed him, and I think he should be a Jet. I think he is an important piece of the puzzle. What CJ Mosley passed down to him, and now him and Sherwood together. I don't want to get rid of him. I don't want to get rid of him. Obviously, he has to get paid. We'll see how much, he's talking, especially, and I think that's the thing that kills me is that, they gave Sherwood the contract that Sherwood got, right? And Sherwood's not an all-pro. So Quincy, I feel like just on principle, is going to be like, I need more than that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, that's just something that, in a perfect world, yeah, I would have no problem paying Quincy. I believe Quincy deserves more money than Jamie and Sherwood. I do believe
this
that.
a perfect world?
100%.
Of course not. What are you talking about? Just
he said, in a perfect world, I would do this. I'm like, well, is it a perfect world?
It is not, because Sherwood makes way too much money, and now I have to beat that. Like, nah. So, yeah, that stinks. Obviously,
so he's not coming back next year, is what you're saying.
No, I hope they figure something out.
But what does that mean? Like, hope is not a strategy, James Wudi, which is something you've probably told me every show since we started doing this thing. So that's what I'm saying. You're like, I just don't wanna. I just don't want to trade Quincy. They're probably not going to pay him, but I just don't want to. Well, no. Okay, man. I love Quincy too. I love the celebration. I love he's Quinn's brother. All of it's really cool. But if he, and I agree with you, Quincy is a former first-team All-Pro. Jamin Sherwood never been a first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro, any All-Pro. He's been no All-Pro. And all of a sudden, he's been no, we hear about GoPro. He had no pro. That's true on Wudi. So, right, he's making $15 million. He's top 5 highest-paid linebacker football. Fuck Quincy, again, to your point, just based on principle on the line, I at least got to be. That's where the conversation starts.
Yeah, that's the floor.
And are the Jets going to do that? No team in NFL history has ever done that. Now, that doesn't mean the Jets can't be the first, but if they're not going to keep him, then, well, now we're debating about Quincy helps us this year, right? So AG's trying to win and set the culture and stuff. Quincy helps us here. Maybe that's worth more to the Jets than a 6th or 7th or 5th or whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't heard value on Quincy, so I can't speak to it. But maybe that's worth it more to AG. And if we get a comp pick, great. If we don't, whatever. I'm cool because I'm trying to win right now. But that's it. But besides that, though, then what's the plan? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the room negotiating, so I can't say, what exactly. Like, I would imagine, Quincy's like, I need more than that. But I don't take the Quinnen discount. That has to mean something, and I know it meant something the other way around when we were talking about Quinnen getting his deal. I just think there could be a way to make something happen, and that's what I'm saying. I don't have the answers because I'm not in the room, but good teams retain good players, and Quincy Williams is a damn good player.
Right, Macho, where do you stand?
So I'm not trying to get rid of Quincy. If we can bring him back, then I would love to bring him back. Obviously, you guys talking about the negotiation factor of it. Sherwood got $15 million. That's the floor for Quincy. Not only is he better than Sherwood, but he's been more important to us than anybody else in the NFL right now. So off of that principle alone, we might have to give him a bump. I'm willing to give him that bump. Going back to our cap space next year, we got $97 million to play with. And it's not like throwing money at Quincy would be the worst thing in the world because he's so important to us and so important to our defense. You brought up him taking over CJ Mosley's job. That job is something that is very vital to our defense. We need somebody that's going to be out there calling plays like a point guard out there and being able to call everything out. He's somebody that can do that for us. He has the familiarity with us. Now, if they have in their mind that they're not going to pay him, then I think the only other option is to trade him. But if we're getting back like a 5th and a 6th or something like that, I don't even think it's worth it at that point. I really don't. I think we just keep him for the rest of the year and then whatever happens after that. But we have to pay him. We have to bring him back. He's too important. Maybe I have an emotional attachment to him, but I feel like he's too important to us. Maybe. I mean,
he's earned the attachment though. He's earned it.
He definitely has. Now, if we pay him 16.5 a year, do you feel like that's too much? Is that too rich for your blood, or is that?
I mean, you brought up the $97 million. Now you got me thinking like, yo, maybe we should.
That's the space, and we're bringing in a rookie quarterback, so we're gonna have that contract for the next 3-4 years, where it's very movable. We have Jarvis Brownlee under contract for until 2027. We have John Metchie now. Like basically, we have the flexibility in the cap space to do it, and then after next year, obviously that hard cap of of 50 million that we have right now is coming off because we also have CJ Mosley that's worth about 6 to 7 million. We have Michael Carter is actually going to be against our hard cap next year as well. So all that comes off in 2027. So we have even more money to play with on top of that. I think we could foot that bill.
The thing that gets me is that there's only one team in the NFL right now that pays multiple off-ball linebackers $10 million per year or more. Only one team. It's the Chicago Bears. TJ Edwards is making $10 million, and Tremaine Edmonds is making a lot more than that. He's like in the 13, 14 million plus. So only one team in the NFL does that. No other team does. We're asking the Jets to not, because Quincy ain't playing for 10, but maybe Woody's right. Maybe, hey, there's a hometown discount. Maybe there's something here, and we're assuming too high. And he definitely wants this. He wants his last payday. It's going to be this much. Maybe not. Maybe he wants less, and then there is a world where this exists. But the question is, boys, do we trust the Jets to be a trailblazer? Oh, no NFL team in history has ever paid 2 off-ball linebackers $15 million or more per season. But move over. This is the new way to go. We're going to bring bell bottoms back, and everyone's going to start wearing bell bottoms all over the place now. And everyone's going to go, oh, wow. No one has ever paid 2 off-ball linebackers that much. But you know what? The Jets just did it. I think we should copy them. Copycat league. Let's us do it. Do you boys feel like the Jets are the kind of team that is making those kind of trends that others are going to follow? Because sometimes you see this in a fantasy football draft. You see someone, we go around the room, it's the 8th round. Person stands up, you're like, what the hell? He's announcing his pick in a live draft. He's like, I'll take Brandon Aubrey, Dallas Cowboys kicker. And then we go, boo, kicker in the 8th round, you suck, boo. It's like, yeah, man, I'm going to do what I want. And then he sits back down, and that guy who picked Aubrey's like, we're about to see a kicker run, baby. And then not another kicker gets taken to the 16th round. So he thought he was about to trailblaze, do something that other people are going to follow. No one did. Sometimes it does. Someone takes a defense around now and like, oh, shit, they took a defense. Maybe I need to take a defense. Then all of a sudden, everyone starts following the trade. I'm just not sure if paying multiple off-ball linebackers, just from a principle standpoint. I know you're crunching the numbers over here, Macho. And if you add the 2 and pair the 1, it's the old school. Watch the Mass from 1996. You'll get it.
Yeah.
But
you're
crunching all the numbers. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. If we move this number and carry this number, go to an offshore account for this number. We can
what does this have to do with anything,
we can
though?
Come up with the money. What?
I said, what does this have to do with literally anything? Like,
there's no way you're paying him that money. That's what I'm saying. So you might as well trade
the Jets make any move talking about like, oh, this is going to set a trend? Like, I don't think they care at all about what trend they're setting or
well,
what.
It's making you look dumb, is what I'm saying. Is that if you set this trend and you do it, and you right, Macho says you pay him $60 million a year. Let's just say that you pay him that. It's not about setting the trend. Look at us for setting the trend. It's that you're doing something no other team in the NFL is doing, and you're selling to us that hey, we're smarter than everybody else. I know no one else has done this, but we're going to do this. That's a level of arrogance with the money and resources you're using. Because if you invest that much money into off-ball linebacker, that means you're taking away from something else. We all operate under the cap. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about setting the trailblaze and other teams can follow this. I'm just saying it from a step out. We're not in the building. Them making that kind of history with their money and thus taking away from other positions that are not as strong at, that seems sort of silly.
So I'll try to answer your question and also pertain it to the fantasy football thing.
Yeah.
In fantasy football, taking the kicker in the 8th round is pretty crazy. But if you are going to do it, Brandon Aubrey would be the guy to do it with, right? So what I'm saying is this going to set a trend for the rest of the NFL? No, but are we bold enough to actually do it? I think so, and that's because of the people that we're talking about here. These two people are. Sherwood, obviously, we had to overpay in order to keep him away from other teams. Ideally, we would have liked to get him for less, but Quincy Williams is too important to us to just let go. So if we're not getting this God offer on for a trade, we have to pay the guy, because then if we just let him walk for nothing, that's also probably the worst thing that we can do. So I think it would be a lot better to pay him. Obviously, we'd be the only team doing that. I don't think any other team is going to follow that trend. But if we are going to set this, I don't want to even call it a trend, or if we are going to make this move, I think it has to make sense for us as opposed to trying to see if it makes sense for the rest of the league.
If we remove the
Preach.
emotions, preach. If we remove the emotions, there is a non-zero chance that Quincy Williams falls off a cliff. He's
That's a fact.
29.
Yep.
He's going to be 30
That's
on
true.
his next deal. The
That's true.
Jets could be one of those ones where they pay one of their own. We're emotionally invested. We're like, Quincy's our guy. Jets, what are you doing? You got to pay him. They pay him. And all of a sudden he falls off a cliff. Post 30, we're like, damn, Jets, what are you doing, you dumbasses? How'd you pay this guy at this age and all this stuff? That's the thing that we're all just saying, Quincy's awesome. He's an important piece of his team. And we re-sign him. We're guaranteed awesome Quincy Williams play moving forward. Are we? I don't know.
So my question do you think us not paying him and letting him walk affects Quinnen in any way?
100%. Yeah.
And we have to factor that.
Well, 100% we do. It goes back to what he's saying. I'm not in the room. I don't know.
Right, of course.
Quinnen saying because apparently Quinnen approached the Jets about renegotiating his deal. The Jets said, in a very kind way, pound sand for now. We'll talk about that later. So they didn't have the conversation, so I don't know. But I imagine Quincy and Quinnen have really enjoyed playing with each other. They've always said that through public media opportunities. So Quinnen's about to negotiate his deal. Quincy would have to negotiate his deal because he's about to be a free agent. Is that part of the ethos? So I would assume it does affect him. If Wudi's my brother and we're negotiating and they treat him like shit and kick him out, how would that not possibly affect him to negotiate or disregard him? Even if it's not treating like shit, just disregard like, we got more important things going on.
Right.
And then Quincy feels some type of way and that affects me. How could it not? I think it's only human for that.
And I think that's a big factor into this because Quinnen is our defense. He is our Jets defense basically, and he's been our Jets defense for the past couple of years. So if we could potentially hinder him and what he feels about us, and maybe he doesn't want to play for us, maybe he requests a trade, maybe he just doesn't want to sign with us, re-sign with us, whatever it may be. If losing one means losing both, we have to factor that in. And if that's the case, I think we have to pay him. And again, we have the cap space to do it. Is it going to look crazy to the rest of the league that we're paying these two off-ball linebackers this much money? Of course. But if we could afford to do it where it's not hindering us in other places, I think we have to at least factor that in.
And I think the rookie QB, that's such a great point. That's what so many teams do. They take advantage of the rookie QB contract and stock up. This is the chance to do it. Is when you got that rookie QB, you stock up on all the other positions. So I 100%. Think that where there's a will, and this is so true. Where there's a will, there's a way. If Quincy wants to make it happen and the Jets want to make it happen, they can find that common ground, get this deal done. They have the cap space, and we're gonna reset the clock with the quarterback. And because saying, Quincy. Because you guys are, you guys both agree, better to, get something than nothing. But honestly, to say, 6th round pick, for Quincy, I'm going to feel even more sick than I do about the Michael Carter thing. It's like, this is our guy. To say, that's better than nothing. To me, that almost is nothing. That is like, let's try to keep the guy and have him for the rest of the season. That I don't think any of us want to go 1-16. I think we're still trying to win games. So that's also another factor. Is I'm trying to win more games this season. Quincy will help immensely for that. And let's take the shot on trying to re-sign him this offseason.
There is something to what you just said, Wudi, about like you would rather like not just give it away for that value, right? We've done a garage sale, somewhere over the last couple of years. And a chair's out there for $5. Guy comes up, he's like, I got $1. And I'm like, well, it's fucking $5, buddy. Can you not read? It's $5. He goes, well, I got $1.
Right? Jeez. I'm staying away from your garage sale.
I guess that went a little aggressive. Anyway, but that's the exchange, right? It's $5. He's like, I got $1. And I'm like, well, congratulations, you have $1. That has nothing to do with this chair. It's $5. And then we're getting to the end of the garage sale. And the chair is still available. And then you have the conversation. Well, isn't $1 better than $5? I'd rather piss on that chair and light it on fire than give it away for $1, a fifth of the value when I was so strong about it being worth $5. So there's something to Woody's point about like just diving on the grenade versus just getting something, right? So some other teams like, it's the Patrick Star thing. I've got $3. Like, is that what I want to do? Quincy, again, and it sort of goes to what we were talking about earlier. AG wants to win as many games as possible. He doesn't give a shit about the fans and tanking and none of that. He doesn't care about any of that. He wants to win games right now. of course, Quincy on this team versus him not being on this team, you're more likely to win games with Quincy than without Quincy. Because it's not like the Jets are going to turn around and trade Quincy, then pick up another linebacker and go trade for one of those in terms of the same sort of value that Quincy is. That's unlikely. So maybe there is something to just holding on to him if that is the value that there is. There is no cap problems with mother effing Chew, baby. He just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. The cap's looking just fine. Let me get the old reading glasses out here. Bobby. Shut up, Bobby. Oh, good old Bobby. We're now at Boy Green Coffee Club, another raffle ticket for MFC. And in case you guys missed it, Mr. Millie baby is doing a special deal tomorrow on the program for all the shows I will be doing, Boy Green Daily and some of the Man Child shows as well. All of your raffle tickets will count as double. That's it. $3 million giving some back to the people. That's the kind of guy I am. So again, raffle tickets are normally $3 a pop. And you spend $3, instead of getting one raffle ticket, you get two. You buy 10 raffle tickets, you get 20. Bing, boom, bam. I'm a man of the people. So we're doing that tomorrow on the shows, guys. Make sure you take advantage, of course, here on the show. All right, Woody, we talked about a couple of those trades there. Any other trades or trade talks or players that you want to do to hit up before we put a bow on this puppy?
No, I keep saying no. Keep our players.
Yeah,
and you keep bringing up all these hypothetical situations that make me upset. So I'm trying to keep everybody. Let's come on. If AG is building a culture and these guys are about it, then let's build that foundation. Bring in Fernando or Ty or Lenoris, and let's start taking flight with those guys at the helm.
Fair enough. So appreciate you. Let's do this one more real quick. The Jets worked out a cajillion players yesterday. Rich Samini shared the list. It included Jarius Monroe, Earl Buddy, Desmond Ritter, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Glendon Miller, Raheem Jarrett, Lamarion James, Eric Ezukana, Mac Delana, and Marcus Banks. And I could have made up 7 of those, and you guys wouldn't have known the difference, I bet. But the last question is this. I talked about it on Boy Green Daily earlier today. The Jets worked out 2 quarterbacks. Is that just the Jets are working out 2 quarterbacks past the biscuits, or does that say something perhaps about the Tyrod Taylor knee injury, and perhaps it's worse than we think, and they're looking at quarterbacks because coming out of the bye, they don't have to give an injury report during the bye, but that if Tyrod is as hurt as some may think, that they're going to need other quarterbacks to start adding to this rotation. What say you? Let's go around the room.
I definitely think that may indicate something towards Tyrod Taylor's injury. I think it would hurt to bring in one of those names because they're both terrible. But if this is just to get them in the practice squad, just to have them in the room, God forbid we need a third quarterback if something happens to Justin Fields, my preference would be bring in Brady Cook as the second, let him step up into the starting role if something happens to Justin Fields, and then we just have that third quarterback as a break glass in case of emergency type of thing. But I don't want either of them ever seeing the field.
Fair enough. What about you, Woody, woohoo?
Yeah, that's probably an indication of something with Tyrod, which is crazy. Let me not say crazy. It's unfortunate that he's having those issues. Brady Cook, you on the team, so that's
how dare you.
No, what?
Actually, to be honest with you, he's actually not on the team. He's on the practice squad.
Yeah, he's on.
There you go. So, yeah. I was just team Adrian Martinez all the way, and I will keep saying that.
Salute to him over in San Francisco.
He was good.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I like DTR. I'm not saying that. Oh, I want DTR to start or anything of that nature whatsoever. In a perfect world, I guess Fields or Tyrod. It's their job to play patty cake with. Yeah, if they were to bring in DTR, like I'm not gonna be mad. But I'm not gonna be like,
you're not gonna be mad.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Before your follow-up question, shove it, Macho. Now wait just a damn second. You called my brother from another mother, John Metchie III, debris. And you're going to tell me Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who has a career touchdown interception ratio, let me crack the numbers real quick. Oh, wait, 1 touchdown to 10 picks? You're talking about this guy coming in here and my boy's debris? What the hell is he then? Mr. Vernacular and words for people? What are you calling your boy DTR?
First of all, you literally like Metchie does not have great stats. So let's not.
Does he have 1 touchdown to 10 picks? I think not.
Well, he's not a quarterback, but he definitely has the wide receiver equivalent.
Neither is DTR.
No, he does not. No, he does not. He
Yes,
does have
he
the
does. What are
wide
you talking
receiver
about?
equivalent of 1 touchdown to 10 picks. I'd rather a mystery box. You want to know what a mystery box is? I don't know if he's good or bad. That's Brady Cook. He hasn't played. So, the assumption is he's probably going to be bad, but I don't know. I know DTR's bad. I've seen him enough.
Yeah.
He's had 1 touchdown to 10 picks. That's awful. That's not even close. Like Desmond Ridder, who I also think sucks when they worked out, he at least has 16 touchdowns and 14 picks. Also not great, but at least he threw a couple of touchdown passes in there. Jesus, DTR 1 to 10? That's a hard stat to overlook. A hard stat to overlook.
Yeah, you can find excuses for everybody and just say, oh, well, they weren't in the right situation. Like everything you said about Metchie, right? You can be, oh, he wasn't in the right situation, all this type of stuff. I'm saying he has talent. He just hasn't been in favorable situations. That's what I'm saying. I would not be mad. Macho, I know you're burdened with that question. So you can ask it. But I'm saying I'm not saying I'm doing a cartwheel. I'm saying I'm not gonna be mad because they picked up a talented QB. While Boy Green thinks about his life. Macho, he made that question.
So I actually, Boy Green kind of asked the question. It was basically the equivalent from John Metchie to DTR. But for John Metchie, not only was he not in the right circumstance, right? You could say that about a lot of people, but he also wasn't put in the position to actually play. Where DTR has gotten a bunch of starts in his career and has done nothing with those starts. If John Metchie had a bunch of starts in his career and did nothing with it, then that'd be different. But his problem was he didn't really get on the field at all. So that's where I don't think that it's really apples to apples there, where John Metchie can still be trash. I'm not going to say he's going to come in and just dog for us, but at least he has the pedigree that you've seen in college and just hasn't been able to translate that into the NFL because of not being on the field.
I gotta look up how many starts DTR has had because you guys acting like this man had like 7 seasons.
He's had enough.
I'm literally about to.
He has a 50% completion percentage. So that means 1 out of every 10 times, or let me rephrase it this way.
Oh, that's you got to step back.
Okay. This is what so he has a 50% completion percentage. You know what that means? That means that 1 out of every 2 times he's on a cruise ship and he jumps off the boat, he doesn't hit water. That's what it means for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Like, come on, man.
There was a much easier way to explain that. What you just said didn't even make sense. Literally didn't even make sense.
5 starts. 5 starts for DTR. 5.
And that doesn't count the games that he's came in and taken over because they started getting hurt and stuff like that.
That's all you need to know. 5 isn't. That's crazy.
That's good.
Is that not crazy for a QB? 5 is enough to just write somebody off.
Tell me the number. How long does he need before you can fully evaluate?
Way more than 5. What are you talking about? So Josh Allen in his 5 starts.
What's the number? What's the number?
It's not 5.
What's the number then? Give me the number.
But that's funny because a lot of people.
I'll tell you that it's a double digit.
10?
Do you know what double digit means? God damn! Can we put this boy in math class?
So
you need to see
double digit number.
Come on.
To be fair, a lot of people have been trying to get rid of Justin Fields after like 3 starts. So it's, for some people that number varies, right? But I'm not one of those people though, because Justin Fields he's literally had more good games than he had bad games. He had 4 good games, 3 bad games.
With the Jets?
With the Jets.
That's awfully debatable.
So against the Steelers, he had a good game.
Okay.
Week 2, we got destroyed by the Bills. Week 3,
he got destroyed by the Bills, but yeah,
so that was bad.
Okay, defense was terrible too. Defense was terrible the first 5 weeks.
He was awful.
He was. I'm not.
Mitchell Trubisky came in 1 play and threw more passing yards than Fields had the entire game.
To Elijah Moore too.
That one was a jet sweep. So okay, we're at 1 for 1.
Yeah,
and week 3 he didn't play.
Week 3 he didn't play. Week 4 and week 5 Miami, he had good games.
No, he did not have good games. Come on now.
He did. The
Not
The Cowboys? The Cowboys?
No.
So he didn't have a great game.
I'll give you Miami.
Again, I can give you Miami too.
So you want to say Pittsburgh? 100%. I'll give you Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was awesome. Miami? I'll give you Miami.
For the Cowboys, can we make that a wash? Because I don't think he had a bad game either. Our defense gave up so many points. Our defense was terrible the first 5 weeks.
No, he
absolutely atrocious.
He refused to throw the football. Like that was like
he has problems.
But a wash is a negative, though, because we're talking about. So to your answer your question about good, great, whatever. So if you say, okay, can we debate it as a wash? This is a weird bartering system at a pawn shop here that's happening here. We just went for great.
I'm offering you $1 for a $5 chair.
Now it's now I'm screaming at you.
We'll get the fuck out of here.
I'm out of here. So
throws the chair at me.
So week 2's a no. Week 3 didn't play, so that's a no. Week 4 again we gave, so we got 2 good ones. Week 5 is definitely a no, and then week 6 Denver. He had -10 net passing.
Terrible. No, terrible.
That's
terrible.
a no. Carolina got benched at halftime. That's a no. So we only have 2. It's
what about week 8?
So 3. So there's been
3. 3. Yeah. So I would say 3 good games, 3 bad games. So I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's great. I think that he gets a lot more crap for us losing than he actually deserves. Because those first 5 weeks, I have to give it to the defense. Justin Fields doesn't have the weapons to be putting up 28 points a game, and we're giving up 27 or more every single week. And one of those included against the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill breaking his leg.
Me and Woody are not going to debate that the defense was straight trash the first 5 weeks of the season. We can't. Me and Woody cannot. There is no stat we can point to. We're like, actually, if you do that. No, they were god awful. Yes.
So I'm not bringing it up to say Justin Fields is the answer. He's definitely not the answer. We have to move on from him, and he has a lot of issues with going through his progressions. He holds on to the ball too long. He just reads one read the whole time. But what I'm saying is he got too much of the credit for our losses to where I felt like that could have been spread around. It wasn't so much him every time that we lost. It was also the defense as well on top of that. And we don't have a lot of weapons. You could put any quarterback into here.
We have John Metchie III. Wash your mouth, sir.
Oh, well, now we're going to be amazing. We're going to light the league up. But that's kind of my point with him, where he's not really put in a position to where he's going to be amazing anyway. And he wasn't a great quarterback coming into this. So it's a bad fit. It's a bad fit. But
I thought you brought this up to talk about because DTR only had 5 starts. I thought you were saying, oh, well, we couldn't just Field after 5 starts because week 8 he had a pretty solid game, which I was on board. I was like, yo, 2-2, like on the train. But now we talking about wins and losses, which I would agree. Obviously, it's not completely Fields' fault.
Yeah, but if you ask the fan base, it was get Fields the hell out of here. As if
not the fan base. You asked Woody.
Woody, yeah,
He's leaving that fan base. Yeah.
But I don't think the fan base were just upset because a lot of these people, said that Justin Fields was about to be MVP. We about to lock something. They were so excited about 4-2. They didn't know that TJ Watt existed and is in the NFL. They were doing all this stuff. So of course, when you're expecting prime Lamar Jackson, and then you see, oh, it's Justin Fields, they're going to be upset because they were disappointed that Justin Fields was always Justin Fields and never anybody else with Justin Fields. But I don't think they blamed him specifically for all the losing because, like you said, like the defense was giving up 30 points a game. Like that's just,
terrible.
But to now have the 13-13 back to back, and we can't do nothing. And that's exactly what got the pressure cooker going.
And that is a great point. Those games were winnable games, and Justin Fields can pull through. And I think that speaks a lot to just Jermaine Johnson. That was the big change in between those.
Sure.
Week 1 he played, but also he wasn't 100%. And then obviously missed those other 4 weeks. As soon as he comes back, you see the difference in this team, as well as the addition of Brownlee, as well as also we haven't really brought him up, but Brandon Stevens has been balling since week 4. He's been the number 1 ranked cornerback in the league. Like, I think we have a nice little 3-piece right there with Brownlee, Sauce, and Stevens. I think we're set, and we got all of them locked up for the next couple of years.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Stevens definitely having some weeks. He having nice weeks. He having good weeks. But I can't be writing his name with anything other than pencil right now. I got a couple right like Sharpie. I cannot be writing his name.
I mean, he's 3 years, $39 million and $23 million guaranteed. So it's a little bit of a marker. It's at least a pen.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have to. Yeah,
we have to.
He's
It's
here for
our-
next year, no matter what. They just
Yeah.
can't get out of it. I mean,
Right.
they're there forever. We have 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We're streaming live in 5 different destinations. As we wrap up the show, we'll go round table here. We'll go first to Wudi, TFT, the face that runs the place, the head of the table, you know, the hair. I mean, the locks. He brings it all to the table. And some people say the moves. I'll leave that to the people to decide. But James Wudi, Take Flight Talk. Let them know, if they don't already, what you guys bring to the table, your schedule for content and all that jazz.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't lie. Schedule. You know, this is the most regular show I got. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Boy Green meets Wudi. You know, content in terms of, you know, live reactions. Obviously, I don't know when news is gonna break, but yesterday news of this trade broke, and I responded right away. So you guys got to see that. And I'll continue doing that, letting you know, emotion removed, how to feel about, you know, these moves that happen. You know, when we get in, you know, some new debris, some new gems, you know, what happens. And then, of course, the flagship show of the Take Flight Talk channel is the Take Flight Talk show. And that's me, Abby, who I've been working with for years now. And then Michael Kanalakis, Michael K. He just had ACL surgery on Tuesday, you know, towards ACL, because he's a college running back. And yeah, you know, I just love his takes, because he's out here, he's going over plays in practice, and then he's dissecting the plays that he sees from the New York Jets. So I love his perspective. Now he got a little too much laughing gas, so you know what he's saying. I know it's making too much sense, but you know, next week, you know, we're gonna attack it, and yeah, those are the 3 main things. You know, my reactions, this wonderful show, and then Take Flight Talk with the main squad.
There you go. Make sure you guys, again, like the video, hit subscribe. We got a couple hundred people watching on YouTube. Again, make sure you like that video and hit subscribe. Definitely on YouTube. And again, shout out to our folks over on IG, the Insta. Let's go over to Macho. Again, Macho, give a plug, baby.
Macho Talk Sports on Instagram and YouTube. We drop every Wednesday, Macho Talk Sports. Then we have an extra episode every once in a while. We have 2 extra episodes that came out where we just kind of get into some other stuff. So everything is always going to be sports oriented, but the last Macho Talk Sports Extra, we did a draft where we drafted NBA players and try to see who could have the better lineup. We did 5 starting spots and 3 bench spots. So we have a little bit more fun on the extra episodes. But every Wednesday we drop, and then obviously on Instagram, clips galore. We're dropping shorts on Instagram, on YouTube as well. But yeah, check us out, man.
Well, we've got no prediction to give at the end of this episode. There's no game to preview. There's only one thing to say for the 1-0 Jets this past week.
Who want to fly with them Jets?
Woo-hoo-hoo! On the way to 10-7, baby. All right, Woodster. All right, we'll see you next week, pal. Or do you have like a bye week Woody 3 coming, or what's that?
Yeah, I think it's worth to come out. You know, it's time to reflect. You know, we got to reflect. You know, where we've been, and look at where we're potentially going. You know, my guy, Mother effing Chew, he knows what's good, and shout out to him. A lot of love, and yeah, stay tuned. There will be a bye week Woody 3 for sure.
Wow.
Oh, what a tease. And shout out, thank you, MFC, for the $2 super chat coming through. See, when Woody cups his hands, Breeze is not the only thing he chants from his pie hole, baby. So appreciate you, MFC. Thank you. And we'll make sure we put that for your raffle tickets for mañana. All right, boys. It was a lot of fun. A lot of yelling. A lot of yard sales and debates and dances and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That stock was a little higher than I thought for this program on the chatter, but nonetheless, we keep things interesting. So, boys, enjoy your day. Enjoy some Thursday Night Football tonight, and happy Halloween to all those out there who celebrate in the universe.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for taking.